What's going on, gang members? Welcome back to another top 5 on my channel. Today's topic is going to be top 5 hardest video games ever made. Now, there's a lot of them that I had to kind of funnel through and fish through to decide which ones I wanted to put on here, because this is going to be one crazy list. I mean, it's, like I said, these are the hardest games ever made, and some of them are completely ridiculous, as you all know. And I mean, there's some of them that were, I swear, I think they were invented for rage-inducing. But let's get right into it. As always, we got a couple honorable mentions. Our first honorable mention is going to go to none other than Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for the original Nintendo. Now, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, I've never beat this game. I've never gotten too god-awful far in it at all, actually, now that I think about it. This game would make you cry like a little baby. Like, it was so hard. It was unbelievable. You would think that just, you know, kind of bob and weave would be the key to strategy in this game. No. There's some people in here that if you go up against and they hit you one time, you're down for the count. You're done. This game absolutely was ridiculous. Check out some gameplay of it. You know, you would think by looking at it, you know, that's relatively simple. Yeah, that guy's a pussy is the problem with that clip right there that I took. You know, some of the people in that game are so hard, it's unbelievable. If you don't believe me, go check it out. Anyway, moving on to the next honorable mention. Our next honorable mention is going to go to a Super Nintendo game. There's only one game that's like current or older generation console, I guess you could say, and that's on the Xbox 360, but we'll get to that later. Right now, most of these games are going to be older. Our next honorable mention is going to go to Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo. I usually am good about beating games. There's not a lot of games that I haven't beat. All of these I've never beat before, except for two of them. I'm sorry, but Jurassic Park was so hard because shit would jump out at you from out of nowhere. Now, like I said, this game was really hard, and it was very easy to get lost. Very easy to get lost. But check out some gameplay of it, and hope you guys enjoy it. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yeah, just wait till you run into the T-Rex and that shit, or if you're in one of the buildings and you run into a bunch of those raptors, that shit gets annoying quick. Alright guys, moving along, we're now in the top 5, moving right along. The number 5 spot is going to go to a game that I have beat, and it's the only one that's on one of the newer generation consoles on this list, and it's on the Xbox 360. One of the hardest newer games that I've ever played. You know, a lot of games now are relatively easy compared to what they used to be back in the day, but if you're one of the young bucks that are out there now that, you know, thinks, you know, oh, you can beat any game and blah 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 as long as they're a newer generation because you don't like the old ones, I implore you to test your skills on this game. The number 5 spot is going to go to Ninja Gaiden 2. Now, Ninja Gaiden 2 was, oh my god, this game was hard. It would put you in situations that were absolute bullshit. Like, you would be thrown into complete bullshit situations in this game, and I didn't realize it, but when I beat this game the first time, I was on easy. It took me a good while to beat it too, and then I went to the normal difficulty, and after I beat it on the easy, there was three or four more difficulties after that. That's how hard this game can get. Check out some gameplay of it. Believe me when I tell you, this game is absolutely ridiculous as far as how hard it is. Love the game, love the guys over at Team Ninja. They did a phenomenal job with it, but damn, that game is hard as hell. Like, I'm serious, guys. If you've never played Ninja Gaiden 2 and you want to play a challenging game for one of the newer consoles, go pick it up. That game, it's like $5 over at GameStop. Go pick it up. I promise you, you'll be ready. By the time you get done with it, you'll be ready to throw the controller through the fucking TV screen. But anyway, moving right along, our next game at the number 4 spot is a game that I have also beat. Only other one besides Ninja Gaiden 2 that I've beat on this list. Number 4 spot is going to go to The Lion King for the Super Nintendo. This game was absolutely ridiculous. Like, I hated how hard this game was. This game, when I was a little kid and I was playing it, I used to get so mad at this game, and I would stop playing it for the longest time, and I would just kind of sit there and be all pissed off watching cartoons on TV, and then all of a sudden I'd feel like playing it again, and then it would just wash, rinse, repeat, basically. But eventually it got to the point where I finally ended up beating it. Check out some gameplay of it. I'm sure the majority of you have played this game. If not, go play it, but be warned. Very hard. And they expected little kids to be able to beat that shit. You got me fucked up. God, that game was so ridiculously hard, and I can very vividly remember that spot right there taking me about a half hour to get to the top of that stupid-ass waterfall. Any of you guys that's ever played The Lion King, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That shit gets very hard and very annoying, and that caused temper tantrums among kids, and parents would have no clue as to what the hell the problem was. But anyway, moving right along, we're in the top 3 now. The number 3 spot goes to a game that I used to love the series all around when I was a little kid. Cartoons, video games, movies, you name it. I never beat this game. Like I said, I've never beat any of the rest of these, but the number 3 spot's going to go to a game that, if it's as hard as everybody else says it is and as hard as I remember it being, I really have no desire to play it again, and that is going to go to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was absolutely ridiculous, like, as far as how hard it was. Yeah, you had 4 turtles you could use. You got to use all 4 of them, but it could have been 20 turtles and it still would have been enough in this game. I remember one key factor in this game. You wanted to keep Donatello alive as long as possible. He had, since he uses the bow, he had that reach on him. You know, he had that reach on him that he could, you know, take enemies out fairly easily, but like I said, one of the key factors to success in this game, as far as I can remember, was keeping Donatello alive. Anyway, guys, check out the gameplay of it. We'll be right back. The most annoying part in that game that I can remember is the fucking part where you have to be under the, you're like under the water, you're swimming underwater, and there's all these damn like seaweeds that can hurt you and shit like that. Like I said, I can't really remember too god awful much about it. I just remember that game being very annoying. the number 2 spot, the runner-up on our list, is going to go to a game that I honestly think invented hand-eye coordination for a generation of people that are my age. Now, like I said, I never beat this game, and I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys that. I'm sorry for constantly doing that. But I had heard that the only way to actually beat this game is with a cheat code. That's I don't know how true it is, but I had heard that the developer had actually said the only way to beat this game is with a cheat code. Now, the number 2 spot is going to go to a game for the original Nintendo, and that's going to be Contra. Now, Contra was a game where you were playing as basically a Rambo type guy, and you were fighting off aliens. You were trying to save, the human race and blah blah blah. And like I said, I think this game invented hand-eye coordination, and as soon as you see the gameplay footage, you'll see what I'm talking about. It might not look like much from where you guys are sitting, but believe me, take my word for it when I tell you that game is completely hard. Like, it is hard as shit. Now, our number 1 spot is going to go to a game that supposedly is being remade and announced at E3 this year. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. If it is, then, hey, I'm all for it. I used to play this game a lot. It's so stupid hard, though, especially when you're on those damn jet skis. The number 1 spot on our list today for the top 5 hardest games ever made, the hardest game ever made in my book, is going to have to go to the original Nintendo's Battletoads. Now, Battletoads, you played as a toad, frog, and basically you just went around beating the shit out of like your enemies pretty much. I can't exactly remember what the storyline of it was, but either way, it was a very fun game. Very, very hard, though. Like, this game, so much rage was induced by tons of people on this game. Now, my only fear about them remaking it is if they remake it, if it's going to be too easy. That's my biggest concern. But either way, guys, enjoy the gameplay of it. We'll be right back after it. Don't go anywhere. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that was the first boss in the game or not. I do not remember that far back. Honestly, it's been forever since I played that game. But you can go check out some websites and look and see what, top 10 hardest games ever made are, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But either way, Battletoads is going to be on there regardless. Whether it's at number 1 or not, I don't know. But either way, go check them out if you don't believe me how hard that game is. Everybody agrees that it is one of the hardest games ever made. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for my top 5 today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure you drop a like on the video, share it, get the word out. I made a video earlier today thanking you guys for getting me up to 100 subscribers. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for it. And also, like I mentioned earlier, as soon as I hit 200 subscribers, I'm either going to be doing a game giveaway of any game of the winner's choice or a Gamma Labs G Fuel giveaway. So whichever one the winner picks, but I got to get to 200 subscribers. So it's gonna be a ways to get there. Like I said, I'm 100 shy of it. I just reached 100, so got to get to 200. But if you guys can get the word out about my videos and everything like that, and share my channel, we'll get there in no time. I'm convinced you guys can do it. I know you can. So either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. be sure you drop a like and subscribe and share it and all that other good crap. And we will see you guys later. And hope you guys have a good weekend.